Welcome to this introduction to access control systems. To start this introduction, I want to ask the question, what is access control? My definition here is the process of granting or restricting access within a set environment. This requires giving everyone some form of credential, usually a card, which gives them rights to go through a given set of doors at given times of the day, on given days of the year. But isn't this just the same as putting a lock on the door? Not really, as there are a number of benefits of using access control over a simple key. Once a lock is fitted, everyone who needs access through the door needs a copy of the same key. If one of these keys are lost, security is immediately compromised. The lock needs to be changed, and everyone has to be issued new keys. With an access control system, a lost card can be blocked immediately and a replacement issued. If the blocked card is subsequently used, an alarm can be generated, alerting an administrator of an attempted breach of security. So let's see how we would create a typical access control system. The database controller, or DBC, is the heart of any expandable access control system. It holds a database of cards, as well as information on which cards are allowed through which doors at various times. I use the term cards here in a generic way, as the credential could be tags, PIN numbers, or even fingerprint data. When a card is presented at a reader, the credentials are passed to the controller, where the decision is made whether or not to grant access. If access is granted, a signal is sent back to the magnetic door lock, sometimes called a maglock, or a door strike to release the door. Many controllers can support more than one door, which avoids having too much equipment around the premises. As the name suggests, the 4DBC can support up to 4 doors. The system can be expanded by adding more doors locally using a door controller, or DC, hardwired to the database controller. Credentials are read from a reader, passed through the door controller to the database controller. If access is granted, the information is passed back to the door controller and onto the lock. Up to 16 doors can be controlled in this way. If we consider the controllers, the readers and doors as a subsystem, it can be connected to software via a LAN connection for commissioning and management. We'll explain more about this software later on. It's then possible to connect another subsystem to control up to 32 doors. Distributed intelligence ensures that decision-making in the database controller is distributed around the site, making the process much faster and much more reliable than systems where the decision is made in the software. Add another system to expand to 48 doors, and another, and another. Simply continue to expand the system to provide as much protection as is needed. This is what the database controller looks like. It has all the connections needed for the readers, doors and locks. A network interface card, or NIC, plugs onto the board to connect to the LAN. The plastic overlay helps to protect the PCB components while giving useful information for the installation. Database controllers and door controllers are available with 2, 4 or 8 doors, and it is possible to mix and match up to the maximum number of doors, 16 in a single subsystem. Although the 4DBC and the 4DC are our most popular products. Don't worry too much at the moment about all these options and designing the system, as we have a document entitled Access Control Design Guide to help you. This is available free of charge and can be downloaded from our website. There are many types of card on the market, the most popular being MyFair and Proximity. Symmetry supports both these, and a wide variety of others to ensure that your systems can grow with your customers' requirements. Readers are available for each of the card types, and some colour variants are also available. The interface used between Symmetry readers and controller is more secure than standard Wiegand interface and provides reliable signals over significantly longer distances. So let's look at some of the options available for the M2150 access control system. The Network Interface Card, or NIC, connects the database controller in the subsystem to the LAN for connection to the management software. A NIC is not needed on any of the door controllers, just the database controller. The Wiegand interface module is only required if readers with a Wiegand connection are used. This option is not required for Symmetry readers with the MCLP interface. The flexibility of the system can be enhanced by fitting additional inputs and outputs, so a variety of expanders are available for larger or more complex systems. The ENC1 metal housing protects the equipment on site and also houses a power supply and standby battery. The product is normally supplied with a mains transformer, but can be supplied without if preferred. To keep it simple, we would recommend that you start with the 4DBC and a NIC card, and maybe the 4DC, as these are all you need to build small to medium-sized systems. If your customers particularly want to use Wiegand readers, you could include the WIM card. The AC8/4 allows you to add some inputs and outputs if needed. As your customers' requirements and installations grow, you can start including other options. The EN1DBC is a small, cost-effective database controller which can control a single door. The network interface card is built onto the main board, and it accepts MCLP and Wiegand readers as standard, so no WIM card is needed. One of the major advantages of the 1DBC is power over Ethernet, which can power the controller and door lock without needing any other power supplies. We've described how the hardware modules relate to each other, so let us now look at the software and what it is capable of. The principal modules with the Symmetry software are shown here. These include all the main features of an access control system. Advanced modules are also available, which can be added later on, so you could include video cameras, for example. Symmetry Professional software can support up to 512 readers, and all configuration information, event logs, etc. are stored in an MSDE database. Symmetry Professional is usually a single PC solution, but it is possible to support up to 9 workstations using a variety of Windows operating systems. Each card holder on the system needs to be defined with details such as name, start date for the card, and optional PIN code if readers have card and PIN requirements. Additional options such as extended door times leaves the door unlocked for a longer period, which could be useful for disabled access. Access rights defines the readers and doors that the users will have access to. Access rights can be defined by role. In this example, engineering students could be allowed access through certain doors, whereas math students could have access through different doors. Alternatively, access rights could be defined by reader groups, so a card holder could be given access to all computer room doors during weekdays. Configuring these roles and groups is not complex, and once done, granting access becomes a very simple task. As well as defining which doors are accessible, it is also possible to define what times access would be granted. In this example, the green lines show that access is allowed from 6 AM to 7 PM, Monday to Friday. Once configured and running, any alarms are recorded in the event log and displayed on the View Alarms screen. Alarms can be prioritized, so important alarms are displayed above lesser priority alarms. The statistical information at the bottom of the screen provides a quick reference of the number of outstanding, acknowledged and accepted alarms in the log. Graphical maps make the system easier for an operator to use, as it shows the location of an alarm. It is possible to right-click on symbols to control parts of the system. In the example above, right-clicking on the reader symbol allows the operator to grant access, lock the door or unlock the door. If the video module is installed, right-clicking on a camera symbol will allow the image from the camera to be viewed. The command center provides access to any device on the system to provide similar control. The command center lists all cameras, readers, outputs, etc., independent of its location on the graphical map. Scheduled commands allow something to happen at certain times of the day. This could be useful to unlock a particular door at 9 AM each day and lock it again at 5 PM. This would give card holders free access during the day, but access with their card at other times. Trigger commands will initiate an action depending on something else happening. It would be possible, therefore, to release all doors if a fire alarm activates, or lock all doors if someone presses an alarm button. As with other commands, this activity can be linked to a programmable time period. The Badge Designer is a useful tool for printing badges once the cardholder information has been entered. The design of the badge is totally flexible. Simply include the information the customer needs and ignore the rest. To make the system configuration simpler, a number of wizards have been included to guide you through the process. Once you have used these a few times, it is likely that you will then be able to configure systems without them, although they are always there just in case. Symmetry Software has been translated into 18 different languages, so if you have a need for a translated version, please do give us a ring. If you get stuck during the system configuration, don't panic, as we have an online context-sensitive help for each screen. You may be interested in integrating the access control system with other equipment such as intruder alarms, video cameras, intercoms or elevators. All these are possible and more. Please contact us for more information. In conclusion then, Symmetry Access Control is a low-cost, expandable and reliable system which will meet all your customers' needs now and into the future.